Hello, my love. We are going to be doing a little post-run stretch. You can use it for other things, of course. But I had a request for you did a big run, and what do I need to stretch out? So if you think about running, we have glutes, quads, hamstrings, calves, and IT band. So those are the things that we're going to be doing. Each stretch is going to be held for approximately 30 seconds. Yeah. This one is designed at the top. So if you're just done running, you want to ideally be close to a bench or something that you can hold on to for some balance support. If you don't, just know that there's more of a balance challenge. Yeah. So let's do the first one for the major quadricep. If you're holding on, hold on lightly. You're going to soften your standing leg. You're going to pick up your back leg. And if it's hard to grab a hold of the foot, you can grab the legging or sweatpants. You potentially also could put your leg on the bench so that you can still push forward and get that nice quad stretch. Yeah. If you're a little bit more open, you can bend that back elbow. We're going to line the knees up as feels good. We're going to make sure that the hips are square. And then whatever leg you're doing, you're going to push that hip forward and through. And you should feel a nice little in the quadricep. Yeah. Now from here, your back foot is going to do about a 30% kick into the hand. So as you 30% kick, inhale, grow taller. Good. Exhale, release. Heel can come in a little closer. Yeah. 30% kick. Inhale, grow taller. Beautiful. Exhale, release. Keep pushing that front hip forward. And one more time. Inhale, 30% kick, grow taller. Exhale, release. Push that top hip forward. Take one more big breath there. And then shake, shake, shake. Okay. So let's go ahead and balance you out with your second side. Hold on for support if you're not. If you're not using support, you can do hand out or hand to the side. Although, again, it's going to test your balance a little. Yeah. Finding that little support in a way that feels good. Standing knee will stay soft, knees will come close together, back elbow might bend, and hip presses forward. Good. Looking straight ahead at a 30% kick as you inhale, grow tall. Once again, exhale, release the kick, and maybe the heel comes in closer. Good. 30% kick. Keep that front hip pressing. Good. Exhale, release, come in closer. And 30% kick. Inhale, grow tall again. You can. Gravity happens. Exhale, release, and then push that front hip forward. Take one more huge breath there. Good. And then shake, 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 shake leg. Nice. The next one is for going from front to the back of the leg for hamstrings. If you're not using a prop, you're going to take your feet a little wider than shoulder distance, hands to hips. Inhale, exhale, about a halfway forward fold here. Now, note that there's no rounding. There really is just taking crown to tailbone and going over. Now, if you're using a bench, or a wall, I really like to hold on to it because it gives a little upper body stretch as well. Now, whichever version you're doing, if you're feeling like, I'm not feeling it very much, you're going to go ahead and take your feet closer together. Conversely, if you're like, holy cow, I'm feeling it a lot, you can take your feet a little bit wider. So go ahead and find your just right. And then whether or not your hands are on a wall or hands are on the hips, I want you to imagine that your heart is melting to the ground. Now, here's the magic. You ready? Take your hips and pull them back. And it should feel like if I was there in person, I literally just took your hips and pulled them back. There's a lengthening through the spine and there's a deeper through the back of the legs. Yeah. And then send the sensation or send the breath to the sensation of where you feel it in your body. And sometimes we're like, I feel it in my hamstrings, but see if you can get a little bit more aware of like where exactly. Is it towards the top? Is it towards the bottom? Is it the inner part of the leg more? Is it a little bit more out to the side? So get really specific and then send the breath. And again, we'd hold each stretch for about 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds. And then when you're done with that, you're simply going to come on back up. Next one we're going to do is down the leg for the calf. You can really do these in any order. I'm just doing front, back, and then down. It's not really ordered. It's okay. You could do a different order if you want to. If you're using a wall, that is ideal, or a bench, because I want you to be able to push into it. If you're not, that's okay too. You can do this a couple ways. So if you're using a wall, you're going to take one foot back, your front knee's bent, your back leg is straight. And then as you push into the wall, you're going to be able to push that heel deeper back to find that calf stretch. Now, if you don't have something to push on and you take that leg back and you feel it, awesome. You can also give your pelvis a little tuck there. That will open up that front hip a little bit. But sometimes I find that if I'm not able to push into something, I don't feel much of a calf stretch. So if that's true for you, instead, you can come over to the bench or the rock or whatever you have, the step, and you can flex the foot so that the toes are going up, and then you can lean in towards the wall or the bench or whatever you're using, and that should give you a nice deeper stretch through the calf. Is that true for you? And then look straight ahead. Relax your shoulders, soften your jaw, and give yourself a woohoo for adding some stretch, some needed stretch into lengthening the muscles after everything has worked and tightened. Yeah. And we'll go ahead and shake that one out. Give that ankle a few little circles around in both direction. And then we'll simply swap sides. So again, if you're using wall, take one foot back, push that heel on back, maybe give your pelvis a little tuck. That feels pretty good. And if you're using instead a different um, a lower body accessible but not able to push in, go ahead and take your toes up, and then you're going to lean the body forward. And that one sometimes actually the second version I'm doing can actually be even more intense than the first one. So, pick the one that you like better. Yeah. Look straight ahead, grow nice and tall once again. Take a nice big breath. Amazing, and then go ahead and shake it on out. Now, the next one we're going to do is for the IT band on the outside of the leg. It is a tendon. It is not a muscle, but it is a nice one to stretch. And again, if you have something to hold on to, this one's probably the most tricky to balance. If not, you're going to do it this way, but I'm going to lead you through as if you have a wall or a bench. Yeah. You're going to cross your right foot over your left, right foot over your left. And if you're using a wall, you're going to lower yourself down again to that about halfway stretch. Yeah. Now we're going to go ahead and pick up our back left foot and take it to the pinky edge. Yeah. So you're on the pinky edge of your left foot. You're going to melt your heart down. You're going to pull your hips back and slightly towards the left. And if you need to make any rearrangements at all, you can also take your hips to the right and notice how that feels. Now, in my body today, it's like, ooh, if I pull back into the right is where I feel the most. So our bodies are all a little bit different. Find what works best for you. Breathe into it, melt that heart down. Ah, right? Take one more big breath there, and then we'll simply shake the legs out, swapping sides, left foot in front, and then your back right foot is going to go to that pinky edge. Pull back into the hips, slightly take your hips to the right, slightly take them to the left, and then notice if there's one in particular, but keep pulling the back. The back is the magic there. Good. Melt the heart towards the earth. Keep pulling back. Good. Relax the neck, relax the jaw. Ah, right. Good. One more huge breath. Go ahead and come on up. Give everything a shake out. And your last one is going to be a figure four to get the outer glute. You might consider sitting on the bench if you have it, because if you just ran, your legs are probably pretty tired. So doing it this way is going to give more emphasis to that leg. But if you want it, awesome, it's there for you. If you're feeling super balanced, you potentially can take both hands to the leg, but it is a little bit wobbly, especially if you're tired, if your body's fatigued. So I do recommend holding, even better to sit down if you have that option. Knee is going to bend just a little bit. Most of this is going to come from the hip hinge, and then whatever knee you have, you're going to push it towards the earth. So that outer hip should be like, oh, yeah, nice. And keep the heart relatively lifted, even though you're coming over. Oh my gosh, this feels so good. Amazing. And again, holding stretches for about 20 to 30. Give it a shake out, swap your sides. Make sure that the ankle has enough space. If you're standing, soften the knee. Biggest one comes from the hip hinge, and then that knee that bent is going to push on down. And like I said earlier, you could do a different order, but those are the major things that we want to give a little extra love to, especially with something like running. I also highly recommend putting some lotion by your bed and massaging your feet every night. Yeah, that's an easy one to do if you can get in the habit of doing it. Or if you have a tennis ball rolling out the bottom of your foot just randomly, at least once a day. Let's go ahead and shake it on out. Yeah, I hope this was helpful. Let's go ahead and take a nice big inhale up and a big exhale. Yes, own it, love it, cheer yourself on. And I am so proud of you. See you soon.